Registered Phenomena Code 163. Object Class Beta Red. Hazard Types: Sentient Hazard, Aggression Hazard, Grouped Hazard. Containment Protocols. Due to RPC-163-1 being permanently attached to its current location, the area around it has been repurposed as a containment cell to stop instances of RPC-163-3 from escaping. RPC-163-1 is kept within a room made out of reinforced concrete walls, the only access being through a hermetically sealed 30 cm thick steel door leading to a 15-meter long corridor, where an incineration system capable of generating heat up to 1,600 degrees centigrade have been installed to quickly dispose of any RPC-163-3 instances before it breaches containment. In case of a containment breach, MST Bravo 6, knocking on Heaven's doors, are to be dispatched in order to quickly dispose of the entity. RPC-163-2 is to be contained within a standard humanoid containment cell in Site-023, under constant video and audio surveillance. The only access point to RPC-163-2's containment cell being a reinforced steel door, which leads to a 20 meters tall elevator shaft. A cargo elevator is to be used to lead test subjects into the cell during experimentation. At least 2 armed personnel must be present at all times at the top of the elevator shaft. In case of a containment breach, the power supply to the elevator is to be cut and its brakes released in order for it to drop down to the bottom of the shaft. If unsuccessful, kilograms of explosives placed within the elevator shaft are to be detonated, sealing RPC-163-2's containment cell. Description: RPC-163 is a collection of anomalous entities and one anomalous object, seemingly associated with a yet unknown branch of the religion of Christianity. The anomalous object, classified as RPC-163-1, is a pentagon-shaped baptismal font made out of white marble, 0.35 meters tall and 0.78 meters wide, on top of a round marble column 0.92 meters tall, with a 0.32 meters diameter. Each side of the font is adorned with copper plates engraved with heavily deformed human figures, performing sacrificial rites to RPC-163-1 is constantly filled with 2.40 liters of human blood. Genetic testing has shown that the DNA of the blood contained within RPC-163-1 is inconsistent, changing from cell to cell and presenting numerous genetic defects. All attempts of emptying RPC-163-1 have failed, as it refills itself through unknown means instantly after having the blood removed. Besides the genetic inconsistencies, the blood presents no anomalous properties. So far, any attempts to remove RPC-163-1 from its current location have been unsuccessful. RPC-163-2 is a humanoid entity, with an appearance similar to a female human, Caucasian, around the age of 40, dressed in a traditional Roman Catholic nun's habit, leaving only its face, hands, and bare feet visible. Although seemingly human, thermographic and radiographic analysis has shown no bone structure or any type of organ in its body. RPC-163-2 does not require sustenance or rest, standing idle in its containment cell with a serene expression. If a human body, living or deceased, get within a 10-meter range from RPC-163-2, it will slowly turn towards the subject and enter a rage state upon visual contact. In the case of multiple subjects, RPC-163-2 seems to choose one at random, except when in the presence of prepubescent children, who will always be a priority target for the entity. During a rage state, RPC-163-2 will open its mouth and emit a high-pitched screech, reaching up to 180 decibels. It will then throw itself backwards, landing on all fours with its abdomen turned upwards. Immediately, RPC-163-2 will move in an erratic manner towards the subject, its shoulder, knee and elbow joints dislocating to allow faster movement. At this point, several protrusions will emerge from inside its clothing, presumably from its pelvic region. The protrusions rapidly grow into mucus-red appendages, covered in yellow barbs, which act similar to tentacles, ridging towards the subject at high velocity. Once grappled by the appendages, the subject will be pulled under RPC-163-2's habit, disappearing alongside the tentacles. After consumption of all nearby humans, RPC-163-2 will resume its passive stance, showing no physical alterations. Between 6 and 32 hours after the consumption of a human body by RPC-163-2, a genus event will occur within RPC-163-1. During this event, the body of a human fetus will form within RPC-163-1 and rapidly grow, becoming a fully developed human infant in 15 minutes, now classified as RPC-163-3. During the initial phase of its life cycle, instances of RPC-163-3 constantly emit loud cries, consistent with those of a human infant in distress. Once fully formed, RPC-163-3 will consume the blood contained within RPC-163-1, which will not refill itself during this event. Once RPC-163-3 finishes feeding, its body will change drastically, gaining mass and maturing rapidly, losing most of its human characteristics. RPC-163-3's body will become slender and appear emaciated. Skin pigmentation will acquire a pale red tone. Limbs will elongate to about 2 times the size of an adult human's. Any hair present in its body will fall off. Its facial features will melt into an amalgam of flesh and bone, from which a large vertical slit will open, revealing several rows of irregular needle-like teeth. RPC-163-3 instances possess great physical abilities, such as running at speeds up to 90 km/h, and exerting enough force to rip apart a 15 cm thick reinforced steel door in 33 seconds. RPC-163-3 is extremely aggressive, attempting to attack and eat any living creature in its vicinity. Although not impervious to damage, RPC-163-3 is resilient, being able to withstand several .45 caliber shots to the chest and head without showing any sign of pain or fatigue. Whether it's incredibly resistant to physical pain, or just incapable of feeling pain at all, is still unknown. However, RPC-163-3 shows no abnormal resistance to fire, thus making incineration the most efficient method to effectively destroy it. Recovery Log: RPC-163 was discovered on February 14, 1993, inside Cathedral's catacombs in Italy. After intercepting an emergency call from the local bishop, MST Bravo 6 was dispatched to the location. One instance of RPC-163-3 was found in the bishop's office, feeding on his deceased body. The RPC-163-3 instance immediately attacked the strike team, managing to kill one member and severely injuring 2 more before being taken down. Only one survivor was found on the site, one Pietro, a 16-year-old acolyte who claimed to have found RPC-163-1. After securing the area, the survivor was sent to medical evaluation and further questioning by the Authority. RPC-163 Interview Log Number 1. Interviewed: The witness, Pietro, only survivor from the incident, leading to the discovery of RPC-163. Interviewer: Agent Marcus. Forward: The following interview took place 12 hours after the incident. This transcript is translated to English from its original language. For the original interview and other information, see document. Begin log. Agent. State your name and occupation for the record, please. Witness. My name is Pietro. I am a student, an acolyte for the Cathedral. Now tell me what happened. Bruno and I were exploring the catacombs under the Cathedral and… Who is this Bruno person? Bruno was another acolyte. He was my friend and The witness starts crying, covering his face with his hands. And… I let him die. I didn't mean to. It happened so fast. Please elaborate. We were exploring and he found this old metal door hidden inside an old wall that was crumbling already. We were curious and wanted to see where the door led. Inside, we found her. By her, you mean this? Agent slides a picture of RPC-163-2 towards the witness, who jumps from his chair screaming. Please, calm yourself. Is this the entity you found? The witness sits down and slides the picture back to the agent. Yes. First, we thought she was some visitor who got down there by accident. Bruno went in there to check on her and then… The witness begins crying again. Mr. I need your cooperation here, if you can. She ate him, alright? She suddenly screamed and twisted her body, and from inside her came out these tentacles. They took hold of Bruno and dragged him, screaming and crying, inside her. And then she ran at me on all fours. What did you do? I closed the door and bolted it shut. I ran back to my room and prayed. Prayed until the bishop came back. I told him, but he didn't believe me. Then that demon came out and started killing everyone. That is, until those armed guys showed up. I see. Do you know about any survivors beyond yourself? We counted 15 deceased people inside the cathedral. I don't think so. The cathedral was closed, so there was no one inside but us from the staff. Right, that's all. Thank you for your cooperation. What are you going to do now? You're going to warn people, right? The devil just came out from inside our church. Sure. We're going to take all necessary actions to deal with this problem. Now please, wait here for a moment. End log. Closing statement. After determining that Pietro was indeed the only surviving witness to the incident, he was diagnosed with schizotypal personality disorder, and believed to have murdered his colleagues in a psychotic breakdown. He expired after attempting to murder one police officer while resisting arrest. RPC-163 Experiment Log, Number 05. Subject: CSD-4465, Caucasian, male, 32 years old. Results: RPC-163-2 entered rage state upon visual contact with subject. Genus event took place 12 hours later. RPC-163-3 instance successfully terminated. Researcher's notes: although it's clear how it's feeding and where it's taken the subject, there seems to be nothing under its clothing besides a dark mass. Note to check video feed later. Subject: CSD-5987, Asian, female, 23 years old, and CSD-5661, black, female, 17 years old. Results: RPC-163-2 entered rage state upon visual contact with subjects, attacking CSD-5987 first. First and second genus events took place 6 and 10 hours later, respectively. RPC-163-3 instances successfully terminated. Researcher's notes: it's possible that 163-2 may have a preference for certain targets. Further testing must be done to confirm. Subject: CSD-2340, Caucasian, female, 46 years old. CSD-7655, black, male, 28 years old, and CSD-3423, Latino, male, 54 years old. Results: RPC-163-2 entered rage state upon visual contact with subjects, attacking CSD-3423 first, followed by CSD-2340 and CSD-7655. Genus event took place 32 hours later, generating 3 RPC-163-3 instances at once. One instance managed to break containment briefly before being terminated, killing 2 ASF officers. Researchers' notes: 163-2 so far doesn't seem to show any preference between human targets, but the way the genus event happened this time may indicate some advanced cognitive abilities. It may have done it on purpose. Subject: CSD-7765, Caucasian, female, 11 years old. CSD-4557, Latino, female, 30 years old, and 1 male adult goat. Results: RPC-163-2 entered rage state upon visual contact with subjects, attacking CSD-7765 first, followed by CSD-4557, ignoring the goat, who retreated to a corner, clearly in distress. Genus event took place 24 hours later. RPC-163-3 instance was. Researchers note: Jesus fucking Christ. Never, ever let that fucking thing get any close to a human child again, for fuck's sakes. And someone please get that fucking goat out of here.